Hello mates, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to cover convention on the international regulations for preventing collision at sea. In short, COLREGS. So today we will be learning and understanding rule 1 of COLREGS deeply, and I assure you that you won't forget rule 1 after watching this whole video. Rule 1. Rule 1 is about application of all the rules discussed in COLREGS. Rule 1. These rules shall apply to all vessels upon the high seas and in all water connected therewith navigable by seagoing vessels. Now first understand the usage of shall, will and should. Will expresses the strong intentions or claim about the future events. Should. Should is used for recommendation of something right. Shall. Shall expresses a strong intention or an order which must be followed. The whole meaning may change by the use of one word. That is why your teachers and seniors must have told you to by heart all the rules word by word. So be careful with your words. Let's get back to the rule. Here rule is saying that these rules of COLREGS shall apply to all vessels. So tell me, can we apply these rules on a fishing vessel in a lake which is not connected to high seas? The answer is no. Let's find out why. Because the rule is saying that rule 1 apply on all vessels upon high seas or in those water which fulfill these two criteria. The one is that the water body shall connected to high seas, and the other is that the water body is navigable by seagoing vessels, which means water body must have sufficient depth and width so that the seagoing vessels can navigate safely. Now coming to rule 1b. Rule 1b. Nothing in these rules shall interfere with the operation of special rules made by an appropriate authority for roadsteads, harbours, rivers, lakes or inland waterways connected with the high seas and navigable by seagoing vessels. Such special rules shall conform as closely as possible to these rules. Rule 1b says that the local government or any appropriate authority can make special rule for those roadsteads, harbours, rivers, lakes or inland waterways which is connected to high seas and navigable by seagoing vessels. And such special rule shall conform as possible as similar to the rules in COLREG in order to minimize the confusions. We have already discussed about the water bodies connected to high seas and the water bodies navigable by seagoing vessels. Rule 1c. Nothing in this rule shall interfere with the operation of any special rules made by the government of any state with respect to additional station or signal lights, shapes or whistle signals for ship of war and vessel proceeding under convoy, or with respect to additional station or additional signal lights or shapes for fishing vessel engaged in fishing as a fleet. These additional station or signal lights, shapes or visual signals shall so far as possible be such that they cannot be mistaken for any light, shape or signal authorized elsewhere under these rules. Rule 1c says that the state government can make special rules with respect to additional station or signal lights, shapes or vessel signals for ship of war and vessel proceeding under convoy. Government can also make special rules with respect to additional station or signal lights or shapes for fishing vessel engaged in fishing as a fleet. Note that the visual signal for fishing vessel engaged in fishing as a fleet is missing, so government cannot make special rules with respect to that. Next part is that the characteristic of these additional systems shall be different from the systems mentioned in these rules. This is to ensure that there is no confusion in identification and additional requirements are not mixed up with normal requirements. Traffic separation schemes may be adopted by the organization for the purpose of these rules. Traffic separation schemes is basically the management of traffic of vessels at sea. You will learn more about the traffic separation schemes later in Rule 10. Now Rule 1e. Whenever the government concerned shall have determined that the vessel of any special construction or purpose cannot comply with the provisions of any of these rules with respect to the number, position, range or arc of visibility of lights or shapes, as well as to the disposition and characteristic of sound signaling appliances. Such vessels shall comply with such other provision in regard to the number, position, range, or arc of visibility of light or shape, as well as to the disposition and characteristic of sound signaling appliances, as her government shall have determined to be the closest possible compliance with this rule in respect to that vessel. This rule applies to the vessel of a special construction or a special purpose, such as aircraft carriers, submarines, maneuvering on water surface. If due to nature of work or special construction, a vessel is unable to comply with the provisions stated in the rules with respect to the number, position, range, or arc of visibility of light or shapes, as well as to the disposition and characteristic of sound signaling appliances, then government of flag state can approve alternate provisions in all these aspects. Now I have given the examples of aircraft carriers. So aircraft carriers comes under special construction vessels. You can see the superstructure is situated at one side and side lights is placed at the both side of the superstructure. And also masthead light may not be placed on center line. One more example is submarine. When submarine maneuvering on water surface, they may have masthead light placed lower than their side lights. The difference between rule 1C and 1E is that rule 1C talk about special rules with features which cannot be mistaken with any other rules features, and these special rules are additional to normal requirements, whereas in rule 1E government can approve special requirements in place of other or alternate substitute. So let's end this video with a summary slide. Thank you for watching this video. You can follow us on Instagram where we post content related to merchant navy. Link is provided in the description box. Thank you.